What's up, all you cool snakes and neonates? How's it going? I hope you're all keeping well. So, the big boy Roland in here, he's had a beautiful, nice, big, long shed. Awesome. So have a look at this. We have multiple species in this room from all over the world. We've got Roland there from Madagascar, the Dumerel's boar, shed in one piece. We have Tigger and Shelby, the false water cobras from Brazil, shed in one piece. We have Mordecai, the Suriname redtail from Suriname, a humid place, sheds in one piece. We even have Milkshake, the California king snake, sheds in one piece. All these animals, all the animals that I have, manage to shed in one beautiful long piece every time, which indicates their humidity, their housing is right. However, Hunter, my boy, here, never sheds in one piece. Look at that explosion I have come into there. There's maybe looks like there's maybe a tail and then a wee bit further up. But look at that mess. And he's got some stuck to his back. Now I've sprayed him. Now I'll show you right now. I know these things are not the most accurate, but they'll give you a guide. No, you are not being fed. Remember, I was talking to you guys about that feeding response before. See him racing out there, racing up to me. I do have a rat defrosting for him now that he's shed. No. Stop it. So, these things aren't the most accurate, but they give you an idea. Look at that. Would you look at that? Look at that there. So that is currently reading just over 60% humidity, which is exactly what his humidity should be. His humidity is exactly the same as Mordecai, the red tail. That massive long full shed every single time he full sheds. I could get you all of his sheds out, they're all full. So he has the exact same humidity requirements. His humidity is right. I've had the digital humidity gauge in there. It's right. So that is his humidity. But he never seems to shed well. We've had one half decent shed off him, and I think that was the last one. He's sprayed. I don't spray him too much. I spray him when I first spot him going into shed, and then I spray him while he's blue, just to soften everything up, but not get it too soft that it falls apart. Now, one thing I do notice though is how thin his skin actually is. For such a large snake, look how thin that is. It's like glass. Looking through that skin there, it is like glass. Look, you can see my hand through it. However, if you go down to Roland's, this is Roland's and this is just as fresh. You can see that is not as clean. It's not as sort of glassy. So I wonder. So you can feel that is thin. You can feel that is a lot thinner, it's a lot lighter. Whereas if you feel like a Roland's, it's a lot tougher, a lot more tough. So I wonder if his skin is just so thin and he's so chubby and heavy that he just really breaks the skin up as he's going through it. Now I've seen people with Burmese have full sheds and he has had the odd half decent one. But I wonder if it's anything to do with him being a hypo, if his skin is any different. Or scales are any different or something like that. So you can see there, he has stuck some shed on his back. You're a silly boy! So we are going to bath the magnificent and beautiful Hunter here. As you can see, he hasn't retained any eye caps. Both his eye caps are fine, it's just a bit down his back. I could possibly even try and take it off without a bath. Let's have a look. He's a big snake, is our boy Hunter here. Let's have a look, let's see. Can we peel this off? It is so fresh. We may be able to get away with not giving him a bath. Not that he doesn't like a bath. Just means less work. As you guys can see here, we're pulling this off of him. It's not causing him any pain at all. Not one bit. He would be letting me know right now if it was hurting him. There's no harm in helping your snake shed if they're already in the process of shedding, if that shed is ready to come off. Some people say, oh no, you're hurting the snake. It's not hurting the snake at all. Hunter, I need to get that last little bit that you've just put round my back. Can I have you round here? You are not making it easy, my handsome man. Oh, and you just jagged your tail into somewhere it shouldn't be jagged into. Where's the rest of you? He's not making this easy. Now, of course, I'm going to feed him because he's a couple of days past feed date, which is no big deal. But I don't normally handle them. I'm doing this with the camera right now. I don't normally. Oh, look, there you go. That was the bit that was stuck. That was all that was left on him. So as you can see, he's not retaining eye caps and things like that. So the humidity and stuff like that is fine. It's very rare that he actually retains an eye cap. I think it's just the fact that he's over 9 foot of marshmallow and he just basically tears up his own skin because he's so heavy as he passes through it. As far as I can see, that was the only bit that he hadn't got off. When I check his butt, check his vent. When I do kids shows, I often get asked where they poop from. Right there. Yep, all looking good. Even the very tip is off. Everything around the vent is off, which can often retain because, of course, it's a sort of area where the skin is held on to. No, all good. So we just had that little bit on the back. So we didn't even have to bath him. That was good. Look at the size of this big monster here, guys. He's getting a big lad. Mark my words, he'll be over the 10-foot mark by the end of the year, I would imagine. He's growing fast. We need to get that other 6 foot built up for him. So that he can go into the 6x3x3 instead of the 6x2x3, but the 6x2x3 also has that tree, sort of ornamental tree in the corner that's taking up space. So yeah, he really kind of just has, you know, a square foot less. So I'd like to give him this bigger Viv built into a 6 foot with a shelf on it and stuff. So he's got more floor space until we can build him his giant enclosure down in the living room. And you handsome though, look at him with his new fresh shed on. So we'll get rolling out in a minute. It is water day, so I'm up here doing the water, so that means it's Wednesday, which is water day here in the Reptile Rich house. So they usually get fed on the Monday, get given a couple of days to digest. Bigger ones usually get given a bit more than that, but I do my waters and my checks on a Wednesday. I check them every morning when I come in, but on a Wednesday that's when I do majority of my spot cleaning and all that kind of stuff. Because these bigger animals, the pythons and boas, usually poop like once a month. They don't poop that often, which makes maintenance quite good when you've only got about 11 snakes. There's about 30 animals in here, but bear in mind, a lot of those are bugs and beasties. We've only got about 11 snakes or something like that. And a handful, 5 or 6 lizards too. So maintenance is quite easy in here. I don't intend on getting many more. Touch wood. There may be one coming home very soon, so keep an eye on that. Someone asked me in the comments in a recent video to do a video on all of your largest snakes. So I'm going to do that real soon. We're going to do our largest snakes in the collection. Of course, Hunter here. It's top of that list. He's a big man. He's a handsome man. He's trying to get in to see Shelby, which would not end very well. So, Hunter's shed out. Awesome. Now I'm going to put him on the floor and let him wander about while I clean out his shed. His pee. See, this is how you should have a shed, Hunter. Just like this. What are you saying? What is that? Good boy. Now I always remove the animal from the enclosures when I'm cleaning them, especially large food motivated animals like Hunter here, because if he was left in his enclosure, any movement around that enclosure could stimulate a feeding response, a feeding bite. That's why I always pull him out into my domain, into my room, where he knows he's not fed, and where it removes any of that feeding response and replaces it with a sort of curiosity response. He's exploring right now, he's checking everything out, he's looking at everything. He's being a hunter. Hunter loves to explore and investigate everything around him. Whereas if he was in there, that's where he is fed, so that's where he ambushes his prey, so any movement around him could be taken as prey wandering by. That's why I always remove them from the enclosures when I'm cleaning them. I've heard of people say, oh yeah, I take spray of stuff because if I'm cleaning an enclosure and an animal bites me, I can spray the animal with this stuff, and I'm just like, well, just take them out of the enclosure, and it completely eliminates that risk, you know. So there we go. So that's why I take Hunter out when I'm cleaning his enclosure. Next up, I've got to clean his poops out. He's done a pee, so he's done a urate. You're so handsome. Hi guys. There's someone else trying to scrape off their shed in the background. Are you shedding in there, my litters? Again? You're zillies. You are, you're a zilly girl. Dad's not feeding you. That's going to help you. Oh, that's quite a good shed there, my litters. Pull your handies out. Not quite what I had in mind, but so someone else was shedding apparently too. I need to get those last bits off of her. Silly girl. Look at that full belly. Alright, Dad'll leave you alone. Look at that. Look how pretty she is. She did just shed her head recently. She's a pretty girl. There we go. Alita is shedding as well. Even you've managed it in less bits than Hunter, and you're a lizard. Pretty though. And here's the big boy, Roland. All fresh skinned and looking handsome. Look at that. He's a beautiful man. He's doing really well. So that's him shed. So we're going to go and give him a large rat tonight, or soon. We'll maybe go and feed next. These big boys getting fed and getting some food in them after coming out into their handsome new skins. The snake is extremely strong. I do not like putting him around my neck. He just squeezes so hard. It's terrifying how strong Dumrell's boas are. They're extremely strong snakes, and he is absolutely no exception of that. That is for sure. He's a very strong, handsome little man. Let's pop him back in his enclosure. I'm probably going to change his enclosure around soon. I think we're going to half the 6 foot maybe and change some animals around. We'll talk about that in a later episode. We'll see. Still haven't managed to get him a branch yet in that enclosure. But if we're going to have a switch around, I'll maybe hold off for that for a little bit. So let's go feed some giant snakes. So Mordecai here is ready for a rat, but he's not getting one. He was fed on Monday. This is now Wednesday. So this here is a rat for Roland. Roland is the heaviest hitter of the snakes. He is an absolute brute. when it comes to striking. The power behind that snake is ridiculous. Bedding on that right now. Boom. There we go. One big boy with something in his tummy. Let's get this big boy next. This is a 450 gram rat. This is a large rat. And when you snatch out of my hands like that, so. Back in there. Could you get the rat's butt in there, please, son? There we go. Thank you. Look at the size comparison as well. You could manage more than that, but that'll do just fine for him. That's a big rat for a big snake. As a bonus, little Ruby, just down there, look how pretty she is. She shed out earlier. You guys may remember when she first came to us, her skin was 1,000 bits, much like Hunter's was earlier. Well, this is her skin today. A little bit torn up, but basically full shed. So fantastic, great stuff. So let's offer her some food. In typical boa fashion, I have no doubt she will smash this. It's in fresh skin. Oh, look at that red tail right there. Would you like a mouse? The excitement in it. Oh, good girl. Isn't that a beautiful snake? She's gorgeous. She is stunning. There we go. That's it. So that's the feeding zone, guys. Thank you very much. Oh. No. Let's go back in time now. So there we go, guys. I hope you all enjoyed that. As always, like, subscribe, comment, share the channel around, hit the bell button. You guys know what you're doing, you awesome bunch. From me, Hunter, and the rest of the gang, take it easy, guys. Peace.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.